Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa. I'm from Malaysia and I'm currently a final year law student in the National University of Malaysia. I guess first of all, I would really like to express how happy and glad to be part of this project and also to be invited to share a bit on this gender disparity in these few sectors, which is economic participation opportunity, educational attainment, health and survival, and also political empowerment in my country. So I guess first off, I'll just probably share a bit on what I understand about feminism, because a few years back I was given this opportunity to share this small talk in front of my friends, in front of my classmates, and I chose the topic of why feminism is still a relevant movement. Well, back then, I chose this topic because I felt that gender inequalities in my country was pretty bad, and I found out that many of my classmates they have this wrong perception towards what feminism is. So basically, feminism is a movement where we're trying to fight for the rights for women to get on a equal position as men instead of ahead of them. So many of my male friends they're mistaken that this feminism is about getting ahead of them. So at first they feel disgusted and they don't like it because they feel like, why is this women constantly fighting rights to be ahead of them? So that's why like I chose the topic back then. And I guess I'll start off by sharing a bit of the research that I found a few days back. So I found out that in 2018, according to this WEF Global Gender Gap Report, Malaysia was actually placed 101 globally under this gender disparity. And however, in the 2020 report, I found that Malaysia was actually placed lower in the ranking. We are actually now 104 globally, which I think is bad because first of all, I think I'll move on to economic participation opportunity. In the report, in that report, it was actually being said that only 20.4% of Malaysian women hold senior roles in workforce. I mean, why is that so? The number looks really, really bad. Statistics really reflects how poorly women participation in this economic sector. And I think another gender disparity issues under economic sector is gender wage gap. So it is actually being stated that women we are being paid lesser compared to men because we are in a different workforce. But let me tell you, that is not the reason. Okay, even if men and women we are in the same workforce, women will still get paid lesser. Alright, so why does this happen? I mean, first of all, women tend to, it is stated that women tend to negotiate for pay rise less. I mean, like, we try not to negotiate for pay rise. I mean, why is this so? Because it was being said that if we negotiate for pay rise, we would consider as pushy. Why is this only happen to women when we ask for a pay rise, and why is it that when men negotiate for pay rise, they are not considered as pushy, right? So I really don't think that there should be anything holding women back from negotiating what they feel like they are qualified for. We should be brave. And another thing is also because of this motherhood penalty, where it was according to this Cornell University study, right? Where a woman who is married and you have children, so which means you are a mother. Basically, you are less competent and committed compared to woman who is not married and does not have children. However, on the other hand, a man who is married and who is a father, they are considered as more committed and competent compared to men without children. Why is there such a big difference in this perception of mother and father. I mean, they both should have equal pay rise if they are working for the same equal amount of work. That shouldn't be the discrimination that society should have towards women. All right. Another thing is probably transparency, I would say, because like let's say given in a working environment, okay, so I would not go around asking my male co-workers as to what their salary are, like how much they get paid for the same equal amount of work that we are doing. And if I don't do that, I would not know how much they are getting paid. And with that, I wouldn't be able to compare. So I would not know if I'm actually getting paid lesser compared to my male workers, or we are actually paid equally for the same amount of work that we are doing. So this is why I think transparency is really, really important. And then next, moving on to educational attainment, I would say that there is not much gender disparity in this sector because women and men in my country, we are all given the same equal opportunity to pursue a degree, or even be in a secondary education. And for health and survival, there are also not much gender inequalities issue here because men and women will still be able to get equal health care. And lastly, moving on to this political empowerment. So if I look back and if I look into this Malaysia, this newly formed Malaysia cabinet, I actually found out that we only have 5 ministers and only 4 deputy ministers who are female, and the others are all male. So can you see how crazy the number is? Because there are altogether 70 ministers and deputy ministers, but out of these 70 ministers and deputy ministers, there are only 9 females. I would definitely say women, we are still not up to the game yet, like we are still not given this equal opportunity to take on these important governmental roles, to take on these important responsibilities and make important decisions. Why is this so? I mean, we should be given this equal opportunity. At least we should be able to occupy half of these cabinet positions, because women is actually occupying half of Malaysia's population. So why is it that we are not given a satisfying number of female politicians in the cabinet? So I definitely think that there are improvement to be done in this sector. So I guess that's all. And I definitely think that it is there are a lot of initiatives and improvement that's still being done in my country to help women to fight for our rights to get what we are supposed to be having, and not being discriminated. So, and I'm really happy that we have all these projects, these conferences, these initiatives that's being done to help women to achieve and to reach to a better place. So and through this video, I hope that I have shared enough information, and that you will now understand and know a bit insight about what's happening in my country regarding this gender disparity. So yeah, I guess that's all from me. And feminism is still a relevant movement.